Reading While Inebriated. Welcome to the RWI podcast. By nature, there will be spoilers for the books we have picked. Also, we are going to be eating, drinking, and maybe swearing. Listener beware. Hi everyone, this is Carmen.
I'm Taylor.
And this is episode 1, technically, of...
Yeah, outside of the pilot, I guess.
Yeah, pilot.
Reading While Inebriated?
Of Reading While Inebriated.
That was right?
Yeah.
Okay. We started already if you hadn't told.
We're drinking rummeries.
Rummeries?
Rummeries!
Oh.
Daiquiris?
A strawberry daiquiri and then a pina colada. Mixed. It was actually terrible straight from the bottle.
Yeah.
It was actually
It was
awful.
originally.
It was syrup. It was syrup.
Which is weird because it doesn't say it's syrup. Oh, JK. High fructose corn syrup.
Oh, so it's essentially just sugar. Excellent. It was great. It does taste pretty good.
Yeah, it's great. And we're eating Snyder's pretzels. Okay, so this episode we have read a book together over the past couple of months.
Yeah, that took us a while.
It was a pretty long book.
Yeah.
And we only read it like when we were together once, like
we can only read a couple of chapters.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah. The point is, it was long if you had to read it together. Is that the point?
Yeah. That was exactly the point.
Okay, great. I don't know where I was going with that. So we had different points we wanted to talk about. Oh, now I remember mine. I forgot my notebook today.
We also didn't introduce the book.
Oh, right. Okay. So the book is Welcome to Night Vale, the novel.
Yep.
Okay. So, do you have the book? Somewhere.
Yes, I see it. Okay, I'm back.
We found the book. Do we? I wanted to say, look, we made I made a background, aka I bought this fabric, and this is just white. That is just white fabric. Can you see them? Yeah, this is just white fabric that we already had. It's beautiful. It's Harry Potter. We talked about that in the first.
And I imagine we'll probably talk about it again.
Yeah, we'll probably talk about it again. Maybe our 100th episode. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll make 100 of these.
Optimistic.
How dare you? Oh, right. So, welcome to Night Vale. So, Taylor's a monster, and he dog-eared some of these pages.
Can't stop me.
Well, it's his book. Anyway, so we had different points we want to talk about, and we didn't really, I kind of went into mine, but I had other stuff. But basically, we had different points we want to talk about from the book. So I want you to go first because you kind of already know mine.
Okay. Thinking about Welcome to Night Vale that kind of really interests me, at least specifically about this book. It mirrors a lot of what we were kind of listening to, and what's kind of really obvious with Night Vale itself.
Yeah. Oh, pause.
Yeah.
It's a podcast.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the thing at the beginning, we said there are spoilers and stuff. But if you don't know what the book is and are deciding to listen anyway, it's a podcast. So you should listen to the podcast.
And spoilers.
No, I mean, we already said that in the intro. We will say it. We haven't recorded the intro yet, but we will say that in the intro.
Okay. But anyway, in just through some of the episodes that you see, you always get that feeling of, the feeling I always got was this is a representation of America, and the book was really, really good at kind of fleshing that entire idea out. Instead of just getting 20-minute kind of snippets of the town, of crazy events as told by Cecil over the weather or over the radio, you get to hear you get to see life from one person's perspective
Yeah.
And just kind of going around the town and
And
seeing
two people's.
two people's perspectives, yeah. and you get to see just how
screwed up.
screwed up everything is, and just that people are okay with it.
Yeah, it's like normal everyday life.
It's so commonplace that people just overlook it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's like, especially like kind of now.
Yeah.
That's one of those big things where a lot of big things are happening and people are okay to just.
Yeah. Yeah, not to be super political.
No.
But, like, for example, someone was saying, okay, I won't go too political, but we live in America, and we have a president right now who will just, it's like verbal diarrhea for him to tweet out whatever he's thinking, and, like, today I found out, okay, yesterday it was in the news that he is going to ban transgender people from, serving in the military.
He technically already did, because it was his tweets are supposed to be.
Yeah. No, that's my point. And then today it was like the military was like, "Wait, what are you doing?" And it's like, "Oh, so they didn't even get like, oh, by the way, I'm doing this." They were just like, "Oh, we found out during like his tweets." They probably found out from someone else telling them about his tweets. Like, they're not subscribed to his Twitter. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have better things to do, like defend our like country. Yeah. Yeah. So
Night Vale is like that without the question.
Yeah, it's just like like we're just like, oh, Trump is doing something stupid again. Okay, it's kind of like that, where it's like, oh, the station management is devouring a kitten. Okay,
of course they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, someone got devoured by the dog park. Okay.
Oh, my friends are just going missing. Makes sense.
Yeah, of course. Oh, Diane's looking for a man named Evan who never existed. Of course. Yeah. And then for example, from the book, it was like everyone had a piece of paper in their hand, and then no one talked about it until like Jackie was like, I want to get rid of this thing. They're like, oh, you have one too? Like, no one talked about it.
Everyone just accepted that the extraordinary was happening to everybody else.
Yeah.
And just ignored the fact that it was so weird and strange. And just lived with it.
Yeah. It's like, oh, well, that's happening again.
But then you get to the idea of being so hard to leave Night Vale. In the book, they try multiple means of getting there, of just driving out of Night Vale, of taking a plane, I think, to Night Vale.
Yeah. No, that was in the podcast.
Oh, yeah? That was in here, too.
Oh, she tried to take a plane, that's right.
Yeah. So they tried multiple ways of getting out of Night Vale, and each time they always found themselves brought back into the town, unable to leave. And that's another one of those things. It's, at some point, I guess you do have to accept and live with what you have.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we can't.
You can't just up and leave as much as people want to say, I'll up and leave if this happens. That doesn't really happen.
Yeah. Like how many
you don't have homes other places. You don't have
I mean, I truly wish I did.
Yeah, no,
I looked up how to leave.
I know you didn't.
I looked up how to emigrate to Canada. It's not easy. You need a job. And at the time, I was looking for a new job. It was hard. I applied to places in Canada. Unfortunately, I did not make it, obviously.
But overall, that just seems to be the general feel of the entire town. Is you either adapt or you are one of the only who are seen as an outsider, then you're quickly killed.
Yeah. Well, also, Jackie was one of the few, because she, did not... Basically, if you don't know if you don't know the plot of the story, it's it kind of starts off with Jackie, and there's a man in the tan jacket, and a man in the tan jacket gives Jackie a slip of paper, and it says King City, and then she's like, I can't, she throws it on the ground, and she looks back, and it's in her hand. She, burns it, she looks back, it's in her hand. She, there's, a million, I think she showed Carlos, right, and there was, a million funny ways of how she got rid of it, but, yeah, it was still in her hand, and, one time she broke her hand, and it was still in her hand in the plaster. So it was like,
cast.
Inside her cast. And it was like, she couldn't get rid of it. And then, like, she was the only one that was actively trying to get rid of it. Because everyone else kind of, like, okay, that's fine. That's another weird thing that's happening in Night Vale.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, she's the only one that, like, didn't take it sitting down. She, like, actively tried to fight it.
Well, because I think that's one of the other things that, like, it kind of brings up. The idea that the idea of Jackie being perpetually 19, it's the idea of trying to live in that, I guess, live in the prime of your life, live when everything is good, pretend everything is always good, and then she gets this slip of paper and she describes it as just literally ruining her life.
Yeah, it really does ruin her life.
It does, but in a way, it's kind of the idea of forcing her to grow up, forcing her to look at the world around her.
That's true. It only ruins her life in the fact that it disrupts her everyday life.
And that's one of those things. You need that kind of disruption in your everyday life, otherwise nothing changes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Did you want to go into anything else? I don't know if you had more to your point. The America. Oh, tell them about the YouTube video that you watched.
Oh, yeah.
Another YouTube video.
Another YouTube video? Which one did you
Well, I mean, other than this one.
Oh, yeah.
Or, I mean, if you're listening.
There's a channel that I follow called Night Mind, and it's
Night Mind. Was that a good? I tried.
That's pretty close. Yeah, and he actually he's a horror reviewer, a horror analyzer. I don't critiquer, yeah. And he puts out some really in-depth videos, and he put one about Night Vale because apparently he gets a lot of comments about his voice sounding
His
like
voice sounds
Cecil.
a lot like Cecil.
That's fair.
It sounds like he's trying to do a Cecil impression.
It does.
He is not.
Yeah, no, definitely
He hadn't
not.
heard of it before that.
Oh, he had heard of it, and he had some serious critiques in the beginning. It was a very, very well done video, though.
How long is the whole video? It's like 15 minutes?
That one's like 30 something,
Yeah.
I think.
We only listened. At the time, we didn't finish the book yet, so we only listened to a little
Yeah,
bit.
it has spoilers in it as well. So.
Spoilers!
But, yeah, check out that channel as well. It's really good.
I'll link the video.
Mm-hmm.
Here!
Let you take care of that. That's your job. And
Okay. I'm up. Okay, so my thing was, so I think it's entirely fascinating that so they make a point in the book to say, like, oh, time passes differently for everyone, but basically we find out that Jackie, and then there's, like, another character, Earl Harlan, he doesn't appear in the book, like, by passing, just in passing,
just
right?
passing.
I think they just mention him, because they mentioned the restaurant, but, like, here and in the podcast they mention, like, oh, time passes for everyone, like, Jackie has been 19 for, like, hundreds of years.
Like, what it was time doesn't work in Night Vale.
Yeah. Well, it, like, passes differently.
Yeah, for everybody.
Yeah, right? Yeah, because, like, Cecil, so my point was, like, Cecil is, like, I think people see him as, like, older, right? Like, mid-40s, maybe?
Something around those. I see him probably a little bit younger than that.
I see him
30s.
a little, yeah. I see him, like, 32 or something like that. Yeah. Where he's, like, established in his career, and, like, he's kind of, like, he is the voice of Night Vale. They say that.
Yeah, he has a job, he has a reputation.
Yeah,
he has his own place.
Yeah, and, like, he, like, talks about his mom in passing, but it's, like, he hasn't seen her or something like that. Yeah, for a while. And then he has, like, he has a boyfriend. It's, like, these are established things, right? And then, like, for Jackie, all her thing is her job. She just, like, works every day. And then, like, Diane and her son, Josh, it's, like, he just goes to school and she just works. Like, that's their thing. And then it seems like, and then old woman Josie, it said, I don't know if it's said in here, I think it's said in the podcast, but it's basically, like, they grew up together, but old woman Josie kept aging, whereas Cecil stopped for some reason in 30, 40, whatever, however you picture him. And then, like, Earl was his like, old best friend. Like, they grew up together, too. But Earl went from, whatever, 0 to 19, stopped at 19, and then, like, propelled forward to 42, where it's, like, and then suddenly he has, like, a 9-year-old kid, and he's like, I don't know, like, it's the greatest thing where he's like, I don't know how to connect with, he's like, I don't know the name of my kid, and it's so funny.
It's great when you're listening to him because he's the chef.
And
He'll just be like, he'll be describing how to make something and just like, oh yeah, you just, whip some butter in this mashed potatoes. Yeah, I serve chopped mashed potatoes. And you can tell it's very, very clearly, like, forefront on his mind. He's going through the motions.
And it's like a repetitive thing. He's just like, oh, well, I'm making mashed potatoes, and, like, you're right, like, oh, I was serving my son mashed potatoes, and I don't know what my son's name is, and I don't know if it's too awkward to ask now, and it's like, oh my god, and then he's like, and now you're done. Like, it's really funny. I really like Earl. And he's voiced by Will Wheaton.
Oh,
Will Wheaton.
Will
Wheaton. Yeah. But, and then, so, I feel like, I don't know if Diane has moved on, but obviously, Josh, her son, has been, like, 0 to 15, 16, or whatever, but, and then Troy, he's another one where I feel like he doesn't age at all. He, like, looks exactly the same as when Diane first met him, and that means, like, he's, still 20, maybe? I don't know.
Something like that, yeah.
Right? Or, I don't know what that means, like, maybe he hasn't changed.
I don't know if he's aging or if I think he's aging all at the same time.
Yeah. Because there's multiple copies of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I don't know. My point is, I really like that they really go into how time passes for because I didn't go into it, but Jackie's mom, like, Jackie stopped aging, but her mom didn't. Yeah. It's like, her mom was like, oh yeah, no, you don't remember all this stuff? And then, like, Jackie's like, no, because it has been hundreds of years since whatever Jackie's mom said, but, like, for Jackie's mom, it was, like, a couple days ago.
And one of the defining points of that relationship as well is just that Jackie's mom is in the same boat as all the other people around her, with Jackie saying, like, okay, it's time for you to choose. Get older.
Why don't you turn 20, Jackie?
Yeah, why don't you think about getting older? Why don't you think about choosing to be older? And I think that the book really drives home that point that, again, it's the thing with the change.
Yeah. You
can't choose when to get older. You can't choose when to mature. It's something that happens through life experiences.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. The only other thing that I wrote down in my notebook that I can't do here was I wrote down fun passages that I enjoyed. But all I really did was I opened up the book and I was like, oh, that was funny, and that's unique to Night Vale, because it's like you said, the everyday weirdness, and then it just, like, passes on. But I can't do that now, because I can't find them. But if you do that, you should, like, maybe it has passages on Amazon or something, but you should go into it. It's a really good book. I really liked it.
It was a really good book. If you're a fan of the podcast, it's a much more fleshed out idea of Night Vale. Before this, after listening to the podcast and just kind of listening to how, like, kind of wacky and zany it is, it sounds like one of those towns that's like, oh, that'd be fun to visit, that'd be fun to see, and go see all the crazy stuff going on, see these, like, giant mysterious figures floating around that can't be legally recognized. Just, it sounds like it would really be fun, just kind of from the podcast, from the radio, but you get to see that Cecil is really watering it down.
Yeah.
What he's giving is he's giving headlines and telling you kind of the basics of what's happening, and while the rest of the people on the ground are living that.
Yeah, like Night Mind, right? The YouTube video that you watched. Like, he was saying, like, the podcast isn't great. It's like, everyone is one-dimensional. Cecil, like, the only person you really get to know is Cecil, and that's because it's from Cecil's point of view. It's like, it's not even from his point of view. It's like the news. Mm-hmm. And then he talks about like the community calendar and, like, horoscopes. And it's like, it's amusing from our point of view, but it's like, for real, if you're trying to tell a story, it's not very great because
he's not a reliable narrator.
Yeah.
Whatever he's saying is always going to be filtered out through is always going to be filtered out
bureaucracy.
through their government.
Yeah.
Because he's literally said it before on air. If he gets too far off topic, the station management will literally kill me.
Right.
And that's not a bluff from someone living in Night Vale.
That's
truth.
for real. Yeah.
So it's one of those things that he can speak out, and you can hear him like looking out for the citizens.
Right. Like recently, right? Old woman Josie, she has angels, and then like in Night Vale, you're not allowed to call angels aren't real, so you're not allowed to call something an angel. So he's like, he always whispers. Like, I don't know if that caught that, but he always whispers angels, and it's like, he's afraid he'll die. Like, that's basically what happens.
He's afraid he'll get rounded up by the secret police and taken in for reprogramming, and then he'll lose everything.
Yeah.
Carlos! Yeah, but more recently, it's becoming, the injustices that are happening are becoming more and more, he's more unwilling to stand for them as they're happening.
Yeah.
And he starts to speak out regardless of the consequences. And that's one of those things that he is the voice. Like, as if this is reputation. He's the voice that leads these people. He's the one that tells them. They are the idea of, like, sheep that do not know how to fend for themselves.
Yeah, he's like the sheepdog.
He leads them where he says.
Yeah. Regardless
of how much power he thinks he doesn't have.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Because I feel like Mayor Cardinal, Dana, right? I feel like she is part of the sheepdog pack. But I think Cecil would be like, he's like the unknown leader, right? He's like the one that all the sheep like, so they listen to him more, even though Dana's the, like, leader, maybe, right? Because, I mean, Cecil and her are friends anyway, and he basically follows what Dana says.
She does, and Dana's one of those other points. So I'm gonna keep bouncing off you because you keep giving me good ideas.
I know, I'm great.
The thing I see with Dana is that Dana is predominantly kind of the idea of a powerless figure, a powerless power figure.
She's the Queen of England.
Yeah, more or less. She has power and title.
I love you, Queen Elizabeth.
You're watching our podcast.
Yeah, if by chance you're watching our podcast.
Big fan.
Big fan.
Derailed.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
We were talking about how Dana is...
Dana, even though she's the mayor of Night Vale, even though she has this position of power, she took it over and really had no experience in doing anything she needed to do. Well,
she had good ideas, but she didn't know how to lead.
She had good intentions. Not necessarily the good ideas to back them up, though. So, even though she is in a position of power as the mayor, it doesn't really matter her decisions. She can make her decisions, and the city council can make theirs, and it doesn't seem like either of the two of them are really cooperating in any sort of sense of way.
Right.
So while Dana may be trying to do all these small things to make the town greater, at its whole, you still have this evil, this corruption at the base of the city that is like killing it from the inside out. So even though you have one person in a position of power, it doesn't change the structure of the thing.
Yeah. And that is how I feel about America.
Essentially, that is, yeah.
Anyway, again, not to be too political.
Apparently, I drink rum and I get political.
Deep thoughts. Anyway, that's all I had. That's all we had.
I think that's all I have.
Read Welcome to Night Vale. This is their first book. It was released in... All that information is online.
Oh man, yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Information is online.
It was released in 2015, 2 years ago.
And they have another book coming out, I believe.
I think it came out.
No, it's in October, I
think.
Oh,
really?
It's called It Devours.
I thought it came out already.
It's supposed to be in the told by narration by Carlos.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Trying to do the voice.
Yeah. Oh, okay, we're done. I forgot how we ended this present. Okay, that's it. Oh, right, next. Oh, I forgot. Do you know what you're reading next?
No.
I don't know what I'm reading next either. We'll come back and tell you.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Hi guys, it's Carmen, and I am uninebriated right now. Because we didn't know what we were reading at the time, I have to do this right before I'm posting this video. So, as of posting this, I am reading Playing with Poison by Cindy Blackburn. It is a cozy mystery, and I'll go into that in the next episode. And as of recording, Taylor is said he's going to read Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton, and I assume you don't need me to tell you what that's about. So I hope you tune in and watch the next time. And I just want to say thank you everyone for listening and watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. Bye everyone.